This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold, soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
You're tuned into Auto Intelligence, live from Auto Trader, where data, tools, and your preferences sync to make your car shopping smooth.
They're searching inventory.
Oh, yeah.
They find what you need.
They're gonna find
and
it.
You can make a budget for your wallet to help you succeed. Pricing's precise and true.
So true.
It's smarter car shopping.
Ooh.
Just for you.
Oh, it's just for you. Ooh. Find your next ride at autotrader.com. Powered by Auto Intelligence.
If you thought goldenly breaded McDonald's chicken couldn't get more golden, think Golder. Because new sweet and smoky special edition gold sauce is here. Made for your chicken favorites. At participating McDonald's for a limited time.
Brooks Running reminds us that we're all powered by something. Whether it's the me-time energy of a run after a day at the office, the electrifying energy of your first marathon, or the infectious energy of a group run with your friends. No matter what energy powers you, Brooks has gear specifically designed to unleash it. So lace up and let it out. Let's run there. Visit brooksrunning.com today to learn more.
My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer, whiskey, wine or gin. Anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking.
Back at it again with another episode of the Shades of Blue Soccer Show and another episode about how the Current are awesome and Sporting Kansas City suck. Current have won the title earlier than anyone has ever won the title, and Sporting are officially eliminated. So we are going to start this show, of course, with the Kansas City Current. I don't want to go to Thad Bell because he will just instantly start talking about how, well, they're not done yet. They still have to win the playoffs and all of that. But Carrie, this is an absolutely monumental, dominant performance all season long. They are the toast of the league in the front office, in facilities, and on the field, and results. This is an amazing thing that they've accomplished here.
It is, but job's not done.
Oh, come on! Oh, God. Okay.
I don't think I've ever liked you more, Carrie.
Okay.
You set me up for it, Cody.
Well, that's fair. We have high standards here. They are doing everything right. They are far and away the best team, so they should. It will be a disappointment if they don't get this other trophy.
It will be, but I think it's just such a monumental moment in Kansas City. This is the first KC NWSL Shield. And, they did it up against, or what put the final nail in the coffin was playing against Laura Harvey, which has beaten many times to win a championship. So
Thad, you don't want to just sit with me here for a minute and bask in the glory of this accomplishment that they've done? This is really impressive what they've done.
It is. I mean, it's been a pretty much dominant team all year long, and we saw the building of it last year. And I love that Vlaho's like, yeah, we did this because he's like, yeah, he just knew they were going to be able to do this. He just thought that it was a year sooner than they would have done it.
I'm really happy for Vlatko. I have so much respect for him as a coach, and the performance he had or the results he had with the national team it just really sucked to see that. And it sucked to see the way people were speaking about him, because I know that he is a really good coach. And I don't know if it's just a difference in club and country and how that's run, but man, he has done such an incredible job here.
Cody,
I do think that's a big difference.
Do you think that Vlatko should dye his hair teal? Did you see this?
No, I haven't. What did I see? What did I see? His teal hair?
No. Okay, so after Tamar's header, she ran over and gave Vlatko a big hug, and they asked him about that in the press conference. And they apparently made a bet. Tamar was like, "If I score with my head, will you dye your hair like mine?"
Oh, well, he's got to do it then.
He did not agree to the bet, and he said that he was thankful that he did not.
I
All
think
right.
in training this week, he takes it up a notch and just says, "All right, if you guys finish the job and win the playoffs as well, then the hair will come."
Look at our Slack channel because last night I photoshopped teal hair onto Vlaco. I just did it through my phone, so it's not the best job. So it's not one I want to really share overall. But I did that while he was talking. I just took a quick picture of him, did a little Photoshop on my phone, and boom. And a few people just cracked up laughing last night.
Well,
That
about
looks good. It's
five
still
minutes
green, but
5 minutes before we started, the current put out an Instagram picture of just some photos of him with teal hair.
They stole that from me.
well, I bet they actually made it teal hair. It was too quick. You did it. It's a good green, but not quite teal. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it took a minute and a half on a phone, man. So it's not my best work.
It
What
like
app are you using?
matches it matches the background perfectly, and the first thing I thought was Thad thinking that it's like a disaster to take a photo of.
Robert, what are your thoughts on the Kansas City Current and the soccer capital of America and leading not just the NWSL forward, but perhaps women's sports and showing what this all could be? Are you with me on being excited about this?
Oh yeah, I mean, not have pride about this, not enjoy the ride. Oh, come on, guys. I mean, yeah, have we seen a team this dominant in any league in recent times? I don't know. Maybe your Man City, Cody. We'll have to give a nod there. Yes, I guess. But
Not this.
right, not fairly recently. But my question is, I wasn't there last night, but Thad, the owners obviously a big push, big support for the club, a lot of great things they're doing. Did they take center stage last night, or did they let the players and Vlatko have center stage for this celebration? How did that go?
It was all about the players. I mean, they were there, but they were off to the side. They didn't go up on the
Yeah.
take the trophy or any of that kind of stuff. And I mean, honestly, Vlaco didn't do it either. It was all the players. They all got to hold the shield and dance with it and do all that stuff. So afterwards, though, the players were going around the field and with fans and stuff like that. And the owners were, and I'll say Chris is much more outgoing than Angie. Like he was out there like dancing and doing stuff, and Angie's kind of like, okay, next thing, let's win. Let's win the next thing.
There you go.
If anything, from all the photos and videos I saw, Temwa was the main part of the celebration. I mean, there was a picture of her and Chris and Angie with the shield, and then No Shell Prince had a video of her mom wanting a photo with just Temwa.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, that was good to see. I like the little swag and surf they did before the trophy hoist. Yeah, I'm very proud of these girls and the entire club and what it's doing for our city and the league. And yeah, and I don't even mean to hate on you guys for talking about what's next because they are so dominant and such a good team that yeah, we're just waiting here for the playoffs in the second trophy of the year, third, I guess.
Yeah, but that's also the thing that they're like is like,
Right.
I mean,
Right.
low joke. Like Flacco will have us watching film in the morning. It wasn't. They're not going to be watching it Sunday morning after a Saturday night win. But yeah, Monday they might be watching film, right? I mean, they're just focused on the next game.
Yeah, and that's a kind of a different kind of pressure, isn't it? Then, okay, we've got this lead in the standings for the league, but now we've got to really come through in 4 matches or whatever the playoffs are.
All right. So Cody and Robert, I'm leaving Carrie out of this. She's the final person that I will go to in these questions because she might know these answers.
Okay.
How many NWSL teams have won the Shield?
Oh, ooh, that's a very good question. Carrie doesn't know this off the top of her head either. I don't.
Yeah, she's already counting on her hands.
No, but I can count.
Let's
There's
say-
14 NWSL teams.
Oh, okay. But there's 14 ever? Is it?
How many shields have been given out?
One
good.
for every year except 2020.
Okay.
Damn it. That was a good question, Robert. He didn't give me the answer I wanted.
Exactly. Me neither.
12.
12.
12. Okay.
So
All right.
you say there's 14 teams. Do I take that to mean there's not a team that won the title that is
No,
not
there's 14 total teams in the league. So can you tell me how many teams have won a Shield?
I'm
Out of-
going for a complete guess here. I'm going to say 4.
Okay, I'm gonna go Price is Right rules and say 5.
Carrie,
7 with an asterisk.
what's the asterisk?
Asterisk is the New York Western Flash. While a different team, they moved to North Carolina and they kept their core.
She's reading off a screen right now.
No, she knows this stuff. She actually, studies this stuff. And Carrie is right.
Yes, on her screen, right?
Nice.
Studying.
Nice job, Carrie.
Seven total teams. All right, Carrie, again, you cannot answer. How many teams have won multiple shields?
For the record, I was gonna say 6 until I went Price is Right rules. So
You would have been close. How many teams have won multiple shields?
is this question for Carrie or I'm allowed?
No, for you guys, not Carrie.
4.
2.
3.
Ah.
North Carolina has won 3 as North Carolina, one more as New York Flash, as Carrie was pointing out. Seattle Reign has won 3 shields. Portland Thorns have won 2.
But how
The
do you
other,
Okay, I'm
what?
sorry. Keep going. Keep going. I want
I was just going to round it out. The Current has won 1. Orlando won. San Diego Wave won. So
Okay. What about where are the where was the previous Kansas City teams in there? I didn't hear you mention them.
they never
They
won a
never
shield.
won a shield. Just
Oh,
two
a
back-to-back
shield.
trophies.
Okay. I'm sorry. Cody just caught up to the conversation.
All right. So one more question for you. Of all those teams that won a shield, how many of them went on to win the championship the same year?
Hmm.
Ooh, this feels rare. The parity in NWSL, this feels rare. Has Carrie stumped too.
I think she knows.
Wheels are turning, though. You can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me the number of shield winners again. I've forgotten already. 3?
12.
Seven total shield winners.
Right.
2 of them have won 3. One of them has won 2. And
But how many of those 7 have gone on to win?
right.
Okay. I'm gonna say 2.
I'm going to say 3.
Robert is right.
Oh.
I was trying to debate whether or not Carolina's back-to-back also was a back-to-back shield championship.
It was. So, and technically, one team has done that twice, North Carolina. They won a shield and then they went on to win the championship 2018 and 2019. And the final one that has won a shield and then went on to win the championship was last year, the Orlando Pride. So
All right.
it's not easy to do. However, it has been done probably, I mean, because it is a rare thing in a lot of sports to be the top point getter and then win the final because everybody's out the gun for you and all that stuff. However, it has been done, just not real often.
Cody, there is one player on the current team that has done it. Who is it?
Ooh. Wow. Let's see who's been around. Someone that's like wow, I have no idea. Thad thinks there's 2 players that have done it.
I'm questioning whether it's 2 because I just don't know how long the other player has been around.
So give us the one, Thad.
Hamilton.
Oh.
Sammy.
Oh, yeah.
She was
Okay.
with
Who's the
North
other-
Carolina.
Who's the other one you were thinking of, Thad?
I can't remember how long Mace has been around.
No, she joined in 2019 or 2018 and then immediately went to um like Finland or Sweden or somewhere up there.
That was
I don't-
Mace that had 100 appearances.
In this last, yeah, that was recognized for having 100 appearances in this last game. Yeah.
Congrats to her. That surprised me. I wouldn't. Yeah, I was like, wow, got there very quickly. Seemed
Yeah.
like
I found it kind of interesting though, because she just was awarded for recognized for 100 appearances, and Jake Davis was awarded for 100 appearances for Sporting
Yeah.
this year, and it just feels like she's been around longer than him, but it's
Right.
really not been that much longer, I guess.
Haley Mace went pro in 2019, so she did not get
Okay.
that second.
Yeah, I did. I I knew it was Hammy, and I just wasn't sure about when Mace was with North Carolina because she came from there.
Okay,
All
so
right, so I have a bit of a trivia question. If I can throw one in.
I like trivia.
Okay. All right. So the lineup that Vlatko put out last night, confidence, confidence, or just mastery of manipulating his roster? Because he sat a lot of starters, plays some people hadn't gotten a whole lot of time. So is that confidence? Is that cockiness? Or is that just mastery of using his roster?
Mm, yeah, I would rather say confidence in just that this title will come, be it tonight or 4 days from now, whatever, when 6 days from now, whenever it is. And yeah, confidence in that roster to also get the job done.
Okay. Yeah, agreed.
Agreed.
He's been rotating a lot of players the last few games, giving a player a rest. Or if they have a knock, he gives them a game off. He's trying to take no chances with any of these players and all that stuff, while also keeping them tuned and getting players used to each other that aren't always out there together. So like Sentner's started like 3 games now in a row, something like that. It's just I don't know that it's not players who haven't gotten a lot of playing time. It's just that they're constantly rotating, and it's like Cooper picked up a knock, so she wasn't even on the bench. She sure
Yeah.
ran fast out to join the celebration though.
Adrenaline will do anything.
So, Kerry, do they take their foot off the gas here, coast for the next 5 games, or do we try to get Temwa Chewinga the Golden Boot? She is tied right now for the lead in the Golden Boot.
I mean, I think it's hard to take off Temra
Yeah.
off of the field, even when she's questionable. She's playing besides last week. That was like the first time that she hadn't played. But I actually just looked up and we need 8 points to beat the record for
Ooh.
most points in a season. We're at 53. Orlando Pride did it last year at 60.
Wow, and Orlando got it last year. Wow, damn, that was a good
Yeah.
team.
And last year you had 4 teams that were all really good at the same time. Like any one of those teams would have been a potential Shield winner in previous years.
Which
And
would
we
indicate
have
no parity in the league, also.
and there's 5 games left.
I think they get those 8 points.
Yeah, I was
Out of-
surprised the season goes into November. I was like, wow, they're going deep.
I think you could sit Temwa Chewinga and get those 8 points. She could not play another minute, and the team could get 8 points.
They do struggle to score when Tim wasn't out there.
Yeah.
But they also have a lot of players that might pick up scoring a little bit more when she's not out there. So
I personally have never been a fan of a team resting at the end of the season. I always hated when the Chiefs would do that and take it easy on week 17 or whatever ahead of the playoffs. Never believed in that. You got to keep going, stay in the rhythm. So, I hope they keep doing this, and I would love to see Temwa take the Golden Boot here and just put a crown on top of this triple championship season that they're gonna have.
Cody, if she gets the Golden Boot and they win the championship, will you dye your hair teal?
You know what?
Because that would mean so much.
You know
Just
what?
do a little like spray paint.
I've actually been considering shaving my head recently. I do that every now and then, every few years. I get the urge to shave my head. So I think you know what? I might be down for this. So what is it? It's if she gets the Golden Boot and they win the playoffs as well. Yeah, I would do that. Yeah, I would do that. I'll do it.
You heard it here, folks.
all right, it's on.
You got to put me on an off to see the Wizards video though. We'll do it on an off to see the Wizards video.
Oh, 100%. And we will not be using a picture from your high school
Yeah.
or college or whatever.
Why didn't you ask Robert if he would do it?
Come on now. Come on now.
I think she knew not to ask me. So
Dad says as he's holding on to a little bit of hair on top of the All right. Any other thoughts here on the Current? What are we missing about this wonderful team? Any angle of this discussion? What players are we missing discussing?
One negative is Haley Mace subbed in the second and went off a few minutes later and came out to the celebration being carried by the backup keeper and wearing a boot. So not a good sign. Nobody thought to ask last night because there was too much celebration stuff to ask negatives, but
Yeah.
It
Okay.
seemed like she was bearing weight on it with the boots in a story last night, but not 100 on
yeah,
that.
I think she probably could have, but when she was out on the field, she was standing, but she had been when from place to place, she was being carried by Ivory.
Yeah.
Um, then a lot of the other players we haven't seen very much of because of injuries and stuff, or getting their managing to get out there. But yeah, Gabrielle Robinson running with the shirt over her head and showing it to everybody. It's just a lot of fun.
Congrats to the Current. More work to be done. We'll be right back.
The Hilton sale is on. For 10 days only, you can save up to 20% on stays this fall and beyond. Don't wait. The sale ends September 29th. Book your stay and save at Hilton.com. Terms apply. Hilton for the stay.
This episode is presented by State Farm. Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like expecting the leadership of a team captain on the football field, but getting a sea captain. You wouldn't settle for just anything for your team. Shouldn't it be the same for your insurance? So don't settle for just any insurance when you can go with a leader. State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contrast. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Raise the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. Start converting your B2B audience today. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started today at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
All right. My football team has me drinking. I have people here at the house for the Chiefs game that is going to kick off here soon. And someone brought back from Costco a Korean liquor, and it is 13%. So if things get a little weird here by segment 3, you guys will understand.
I think you need to chug it to get drunk that fast, don't you?
Is anybody else drinking with me? Because Sporting has them drinking, officially eliminated from the playoffs.
I have a pineapple orange whip quirk.
Ooh, the whip quirks.
I have my cup of tea.
And I have a body armor.
Had a cup of tea. Good old Brit, are you?
I will claim Irish to Scottish before I claim Brit.
Just pour a little bit of vodka in it. Just wash the vodka.
I'm with Ted Lasso on the tea is gross. I don't want that dirty brown water. In my head, like it smells good, and in my head, the flavor would be something, but when you drink it, it's just like lightly flavored water. It's just water.
I feel like the same about coffee. Like honestly, sometimes coffee brewing smells really good to me, but I have never had a cup of coffee that I actually liked.
Harry, you want to know my problem with quirks? I love any seltzer. I've not had a seltzer that I don't like, whether it's alcoholic or not. But the thing that bothers me about quirk is they tried to find their niche and be different because there's so many of these. And so they don't just do strawberry. It's strawberry basil or some other normal flavor plus hibiscus, like cherry and hibiscus. I don't want flowers in my drink. That's something I'm so against. That really bothers me about all the flavors of quirks. I'll drink them. They're popular. It's Kansas City. Everybody has them. So I will drink them. But can I just have a strawberry? Like, don't put a flower in here. Are you with me?
Because that's what sets them apart.
Yeah, I know. So that's what I'm saying. I understand it as a marketing tactic, and the market was saturated with all these different kinds. So I think they found their niche, but I don't like flour in my food or drink.
Do they really have like a strawberry basil?
That's the flavor. Strawberry basil. I think cherry hibiscus is another one. There's
Blackberry sage.
get out of here with it.
These sound like salads.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you, Thad. I knew you would be.
I mean, like strawberry basil with feta and a little light Greek vinaigrette.
Feta.
That's
No.
what it sounds like. It's like summertime salad you get at Applebee's, or
it's weird flavors, man. But I do like the quirks or the whips that they came out with. It's like cream type flavors.
The whips are good. The teas are good. Have you had the teas yet?
Yes, today for the first time, actually. Yeah, alcoholic teas I will do. That's another good
dog it
discussion.
on tea. I mean,
Harry, do people that you hang out with have teas come back? Do people drink twisted tea that you hang out with, or any of those kinds of teas? Because I see a lot of people drinking them now.
I feel like twisted teas like got more popular. Maybe it was just because it's like a cheap and whatever. When I was in college, but outside of college, I did not see any of my friends really drinking them anymore.
Yeah, I see it. All my rec sports, kickball. There's so many people at kickball drinking twisted tea.
But I was a little closer to the south. I was like 3 hours away or I was like an hour and a half away from Oklahoma. So in college.
Where?
Wichita State.
Oh,
It's a bit south.
shockers.
No shocks.
I was a Missouri State Bear. They were our rivals in the Missouri Valley, which I think has changed at this point because college sports means nothing anymore.
Yeah, we never played Missouri State when I was there.
Yeah. Yes, I'm older than you, Carrie. Okay. Yeah, so our football team has us drinking. Sporting Kansas City have officially been eliminated from the playoffs. It was a 2-0 loss to Vancouver, and Carrie, at least it wasn't 7-0.
That's true. I do think there was a chant towards the end that said, how shit must you be? Speaking to Vancouver, it's only 2-0.
So actually, the way I want to have this discussion is I saw a tweet from Mike that was lamenting that, it was quiet when the final whistle came. There was no booing, no energy, no one was mad. And he was lamenting that fact. And Carrie, I think I was kind of with you on the idea that like vibes were kind of good. Like, hey, it's a rebuilding year. We know what we found a striker and we found a midfielder, and Jansen Miller's a good center back out of nowhere. Like it was not an entire loss of a year. Like we found some things. We moved on from Peter Vermees. The club is in the right direction. So I think in my opinion, vibes were pretty good. But it looks like Mike was on the other side of that fence.
I don't know if we're talking about like the beginning of the game, with being in the Cauldron. I think we had an Oktoberfest tailgate. That's hard to say.
Well said.
And so there was a lot of drinking going on, and I think people were very happy and had high vibes from the beer. And it eventually wore off around the 40th minute, and that's whenever it was like, why are we here? Why are we doing this again?
Yeah.
And towards the very end, I left about 5-ish minutes early for another thing after the game. But it was like the first time this season that the Capitol stands had allowed like a chant of again, it's only 2-0. And you're nothing special. We lose every week. That was like the first time this season that the Capitol stand has allowed it to like kind of go on. Usually they're like trying to like, come on guys, let's
We're
settle
only
it down.
positive, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you have one more game left this season at home. It is what it is.
It's going to be interesting to see what the Cauldron looks like. I had one of my friends who's not Sporting KC person was at that game and sent me a picture and was like, the Cauldron is empty. I thought this is where all of the fans were supposed to be. And I was like, yeah, I mean, not a good season. I don't know what to tell you.
On a good season, I mean, there's a trophy lift happening on the other side of town at the exact same time. So
yeah, see,
and you weren't there, Carrie.
I had to wrap up off to see the Wizards. Do I have regrets? Yes and no.
Yeah, see, you see now what being a content creator, how it takes the fun out of being a fan. Now all of a sudden you have like responsibility. You gotta get the content out. You gotta miss some games. Oh, yeah, weird
Oh,
life.
she just promoted how dedicated fans they were, so she had to be there. I mean, got to be real.
Well, I won't be there for the next game, so it was like I'll be able to go to the rest of the current games at home and the playoff game. But this was it for sporting until 2026 for me.
There
And
will be
Isaac.
multiple playoff games at home, Carrie.
I'm just saying.
See, I have more confidence in you.
He believes in jinxes.
Well, I believe you have to say them so you don't jinx anything.
I think I had enough jinxes whenever I said that I'm hoping that Washington Spirit win last week, a few days ago. And so I could watch Thomas Mueller play.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then nothing happens that I said out loud. So I definitely jinxed it.
Look how fast we stopped talking about Sporting KC and went back to the current.
When I found out that Thomas Mueller was not playing, it was like a 3-minute crash out. And I was like, oh no, like I already had plans. I already gave my other tickets to my mom. And I was like, but like there's a trophy versus like a sad sporting team with no Thomas Mueller. And I actually had to break the news to some German fans in the brew house that he wasn't playing because I was giving them stickers. I was like, hey, I know you're sad. I'm sad. Here's a sticker. And they're like, why would we be sad? And I was like, oh.
Is Thomas Mueller an important figure in your life? Is it, or you were just a notable player and you wanted to see him?
No, my first like interaction with soccer as a sport was my sister dated an exchange student that was from Germany. We took him on vacation with us and we were listening to I think it was either 2012 Euros or 2010 World Cup in the middle of Montana, and he was like explaining to us like who all these players were, and it was like the golden era of Germany soccer.
Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking I remember you telling the story before. It's a good entrance into the world of soccer. I like that. We all need someone to bring us in. I love the camaraderie of American soccer fans. Anyway, Sporting KC. Should we talk about Sporting KC?
I have a
Let's
question.
do it.
I have a question since I wasn't there. Robert, Carrie,
Yep.
was it, if it was quiet, was it apathy or just resignation that this is what we have? You know what I mean? Because there's a little bit difference there. I could still care, and I'm really never going to boo my team unless I just think they've not even made an effort or they've done something heinous out there or something like that. But for me, was it apathy or just resignation that they're bad and we got to wait till next year at this point? Or is that a little bit of both?
Well, the fact that there was cheering when Dayon got the ball or cheering when they made an attacking rush, I think it may just be more resignation that, okay, we do have some bright spots here, as Cody alluded to earlier, but this team just sucks. And yeah, getting scored on within the first 90 seconds is pretty much, yeah, here we go again. So yeah, I would say resignation, but I think the attendance is more reflective of the apathy.
Yeah. Yeah, those were, we were here doing what we can. We're excited. We like when something may happen and we'll cheer and all of that, but also we know our team is not good. We know the season is done here in a few minutes when the final whistle blows. We have good fans here. It doesn't take a lot to get people excited. There's one we got Carrie sitting right here that was saying vibes were not terrible. People were that we knew that everyone knows the season is done or just about done, and it doesn't take a lot to get us excited. We were happy to be there and cheering on Decky because maybe Decky's gonna get a goal and he's up there at the top of the. It doesn't take a lot, and I think I'm proud of our fans for doing what they the best they can in spite of how awful things have been, and there are corners of the fan base that get us frustrated as well. But man, Kansas City sports fans, we're out there. We're going to be out there.
Well, the vitriol is still out there too, but I think what the comparison is, the contrast is the dramatic difference in the intensity of the vitriol when Vermees was here and people were trying to get rid of him, and then just now it's like, okay, at least Vermees is gone. I think is what the attitude is.
Yeah, honestly, Robert, I don't think that's an exaggeration or anything. I think that's when I say that the club is in the right direction. I think that that's where most of this comes from. Everyone felt like we were going down the same path for all of that time, and we were never going to get out of that unless Peter Vermees, the person that controlled everything, was no longer there. So it just, the club is in a different direction. There's optimism. There's hope for things that could come. There's hires to be made and all that. So there's optimism and no reason to think that things are going to be negative after this.
I do think that it does require the hiring of the CSO to get people at least back a little bit interested.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
I do think that's happening very soon, or I mean, might already happen and just waiting to announce it at the right moment. But that person will have so much work to do.
Mm-hmm.
We might be calling next year a rebuild year also.
Yeah.
Well, it is. I thought it was. I thought we were in a 3-year rebuild cycle, weren't we? Isn't that what we said? Over the next 3 years, they had devoted X number of, more money than they've ever said they were going to devote. I thought this was like a 2-3 year rebuild process.
Is that similar to like the 3 window transfer window where we don't know when it started and it's still starting and
Oh, maybe, yeah. Is that what I'm thinking of when they said a
probably
window? Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
but
that's a year and a half, right? So we got another year of it.
Okay, year and a half, 3 years.
Yeah, when did that start though?
Well, a year and a half bleeds into 2, and then it started. It didn't start when they said it was going to. So now we're at like 2.5, and then you might as well call it 3.
yeah, but now I think it's just been on hold. That 3 transfer window because well, who do you bring in if you don't have the CSO? Who do you bring in if you don't know who the next coach is? Who, all that stuff because they basically brought in the summer window Montez.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
But the worry I think is, and Thad, you can answer this, is Illig still showing up at training like he had been for a while? Where have the owners been? They haven't been out here, building up the fan base saying, hey, we're going to change things, we're going to make them better. Where have they been?
Well, I don't know that any of them have ever been out there in front of the fan base except for Rob Heineman back in
right, yeah,
the early teens.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the glory days. Again, maybe a new owner comes in to help bolster some stuff and the CSO, and all of a sudden there's some enthusiasm and some money flowing. I do think the fans will come back as long as there's that very evident effort, right? But
so has Mike Illig been at training? Because Cliff used to show up at the post-game press conferences and sit in and things like that.
I haven't seen Illig out there, but I mean, in the end, we're only out there so much.
Yeah.
Maybe he's there when we're not there because
right.
Did I see discussion in our Slack that Illig has scoffed at the term rebuild?
He did. When Peter parted ways. Sounds like a tongue twister, but the parting of Peter. No, wait. When he left, and people asked, rebuild, and because Peter called it a rebuild, and he's like, I don't see this as a rebuild. We brought in Dayon and Manu and Choppy, committed money.
What is that? I mean, that's what a rebuild is. I don't understand this idea of scoffing at calling it a rebuild. Does that mean this was the plan? Were we supposed to be this bad? Are we not trying to get better than what we're trying to get? I'm not understanding the value from where he's standing to be like, no, this isn't a rebuild.
I think the difference is, and I mean, I'm not speaking for him, but I would say the difference is if you say this is a rebuild year, that's understood that you're probably not going to be great, right? You're trying to get better. Well, he's trying to say, no, we made these moves, so we should be good. So he's expecting Peter to come out and be good with 3 new players.
Well, then you failed as an owner. You failed then, right? Like that's what I mean. Like
we can't fire the owner.
I'm not even saying like from my perspective. I'm saying from his perspective. Like you're trying to say the right. Like why would you say that? It's so easy to call it a rebuild. Like why would you scoff at that? I don't understand.
I don't either, and I don't agree with his statement. Like I said, I'm just saying this is the way I imagine he's thinking is. Yeah. Maybe he thinks in his mind that if you call it a rebuild, fans don't show up. In my mind, you call it a rebuild that, hey, this is the first pieces to being good again. People might be enthused.
What rebuild means, right? We're on the right track. We're going forward. We're getting better.
Dayon has 17 goals? I mean, that's not too shabby, right?
Yeah, and that's great. But are we getting better? 1 win out of the last 10? I mean, come on.
Yeah, I didn't say we were getting better. That's what
Damn
but
it, Robert. We were having a macro discussion, not a discussion about the last 2 months of Sporting KC.
Well, I mean, the other part of it, and David and I were talking about this last night because Dave was in the press box. But I mean, you go out to any retail outlet, you go out to these local fairs that they have, and they've got Chief stuff, they've got current stuff, they've got Royal stuff, and you're lucky if you see a little section or area of sporting stuff. It's just sporting's just not in the conversation.
And that stuff
anymore.
is so ugly too, let me just say.
Yeah, remember there was a time when sporting was the cool thing in the city?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I lost.
remember taking my daughter to Six Flags, or not Six Flags, excuse me, Worlds of Fun. And she'd go on rides and stuff, and I'd be standing there and I'd just count jerseys just out of curiosity, like comparing. And this is like the good years, like 2012, 2013, and stuff like that. And I would just count jerseys, and there would be more sporting jerseys than all the other jerseys combined. I'm not saying that they were like way above it all, but it was, they would be like Sporting was up there, Chiefs would be kind of close, Royals would be non-existent pretty much. And so it does ebb and flow, man. Teams go up and down, and when you have multiple teams in the same market, and then you have multiple teams of the same sport, just male and female, it does fight for that fandom, and it's easy to jump on the current bandwagon right now for really obvious reasons.
Yeah, I don't think that necessarily is speaking to a larger issue that sporting isn't speaking to I think it's just a result of several years here in a row of not being as good. And like I said, it doesn't take a lot to get a fan base in this city excited. And if they do become a winner, I think that would just change very quickly. People are going to be selling that memorabilia wherever they can.
Yeah. I mean, even at some of the bars that I've tried to go to watch the sporting game, some of them just like forgot to renew their Apple TV.
Yeah.
And they probably haven't been asked until like I went to Blue Line during the Orlando game and they forgot to renew it. And that's what's August.
And Blue Line? Like I know that's a hockey bar, but like they're soccer aligned. Like,
yeah, like they tried really hard and then they could not get it. And it was like the second half was starting and I said, "Can I please use my Apple ID to log in?" And when I tab out, I'll just tell you to log out of it. So I don't know if they've ever logged out of it. I should go back and see if it still says "Hi Carrie" every time they open it up.
I've done that. I logged in to a Hulu account at Pinches Tacos in Westport. Really hoping they logged out of that.
What were you watching at the taco place?
On Hulu.
It was a football game. I think it was I go there on Thursdays, and there was a Thursday night football that they did not have access to.
Yeah.
So we know where to find you on Thursday night?
Wait, so I said Hulu, so that means it was Amazon because Amazon has TNF.
Well, Cody, we're going to talk about the last topic in segment 2.
That would be, oh yes, what else are we fighting for? Because
fighting to avoid.
Is all that's left the battle to avoid the wooden spoon? Because did St. Louis leap?
Yep, passes up last night.
I thought I saw them winning. Okay, we're officially behind St. Louis. I would like, so whenever Arsenal officially finishes ahead of Tottenham on the table, it's called St. Totteringham's Day. I would like to establish each year St. Lewingham's Day, but it looks like we're not going to get St. Lewingham's Day this year.
No.
It can change. There's still 3 games left, right?
Very true. Very true. I like the confidence that. So
I didn't say it would. I said it can. Just pointing out the mathematical probability that it's possible, because to me, math is not gross.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. Side joke referencing our Slack channel. So Thad has no confidence, but Robert, is that what you're looking at, or do you think we can avoid the wooden spoon? Is that the last thing we have left?
Well, okay. My way I'm going to go about this is, probably illogical to an extent, but I'm looking at the Galaxy, right? They're at the bottom right now, and there are a couple of teams between us and the Galaxy, granted. But let's look at it this way. Galaxy have 4 games left. Next game they have is against us. It's a 6-pointer. We're not going to beat the Galaxy in LA. I'm sorry. Okay, a lot of people say, "Oh, the Galaxy suck. That's why they're down there." But if you look at the recent results, They beat Orlando 2-1. They tied Houston in Houston 1-1. They tied Seattle in Seattle 2-2. They only lost to Cincinnati at home 3-2 last night, one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah, and
Galaxy.
Gabriel Peck is in the mood. Like he was
Yeah.
kind of on fire that game too.
Paintsill as well.
Yeah.
Galaxy are no slouches, really. So we play them a 6-pointer. They win that game, which they're going to. They're only 3 points away from us.
Robert,
And then,
no. Sporting wins those games. Every game in my life.
Old Sporting wins those games, Cody.
Okay.
It's a 2-2 draw, man. It's a 2-2 draw. Dayon gets a
fair
brace.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yes.
You guys have more faith than I do.
my entire Sporting KC fandom career, every time I have started a game and been like, we're about to get rocked, they always seem to pull it out. So
Well, you better do that next week then.
I'm with that on that. I see a 2-2, 3-3, 1-1 draw out of this.
Okay, so let's go to my scenario. Okay, the Galaxy beat us, right? They're within 3. They have 3 games left in their season. We only have 2. We're not going to go and win in Minnesota either. We could win at home against Houston. Who knows? But they've got Minnesota. They've got Dallas twice in those 3 games. So I don't know. Galaxy could pass us, but those other teams in the East could flounder too. So we'll see.
I don't know, Thad, is there any worry that these guys aren't going to have that extra little ounce of passion and eagerness in every play and fighting for every inch just because the season's over?
I mean, yes, there's worry, at least for some players. I mean, I've kind of asked Carrie this last week.
Who are you worried about? Who's not going to play hard, Thad?
Joaquin Fernandez.
Ooh, okay.
Wait.
So Cody, did you even watch the game last night at all?
Yeah.
You did? And did you see them really working and trying really hard and determined with, the whole 90? Because
Well, I didn't see. Yes, I know. I was wondering how I was going to talk about this because, like, there were moments in individual moments. There were guys that were going into that tackle as hard as you could want, but I don't know. There were I just maybe on a macro level. That is the vibe I got of like, well, it's just not there. Like Decky's first touch on a couple times weren't there, but. Like I've played sports myself. Does that mean he wasn't trying hard or he's checked off or did he just have a bad touch? So yeah, I don't know. There were times I felt what you're saying there of I don't think anyone on this team gave up and wasn't giving it their all. I think it's just again on a macro level going into this game, the whole season in perspective. Are they going to have that extra little bite that Vancouver is having when they're in the midst of the best season they have ever had and they're still fighting for every inch? I think that's the difference. It's not that they were lazy or that they've given up or they're not giving what they should. I think it's they would lack an extra level of bite that maybe some of these other teams are going to have.
And going down early like they did and then giving up a goal before halftime doesn't exactly raise your spirits. So
no. And on Vancouver's side, in addition to what Cody was saying, you had a lot of players out. So you had a lot of players who were trying to prove that maybe they deserve to get more time also. So there's a lot of motivations on Vancouver's side. Plus they're trying to fight up to, higher spot in the table for home field advantage and all that stuff. Yeah. So they had everything to fight for. And honestly, even if they didn't lose last night, they were out of the playoffs. They weren't mathematically eliminated, but yes, we know the reality. So yeah, it's harder to play when you're out. You know that.
Yeah. And then you got to multiply that with the quality of the roster, which we know is not where it needs to be.
Yeah. Also,
experimenting with players.
Great point, Robert. Also, we just aren't very good.
and Carey has to experiment with players a bit because put out Montez so that the next CSO can evaluate whether or not he's worth keeping.
Yeah, Montez and James last night was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for James, it's just getting experience. So, I mean, you can look at this and go, do they care about the result? I don't think they do. I hate to say that. I mean, of course they want to win. Everybody wants to win. I cannot ever imagine being a player walking out onto the field and saying, I'm not going to try to win, right? That's I never played a game that I didn't want to win that game and try, and I wasn't getting paid for it.
No, but that center back pairing to me is all right. Like a few games left here. Like, let's see what we've got. We need to see Alan Montez. We need to see Ian James. Like, is he going to be a key player? Can we count on him as a center back, a third center back or fourth on the roster next year?
Yeah, James, after the game, David and I were talking to him. He's like, yeah, my first start, I was with Miller. My second start, Voliter. Last night, I'm with Montez. So.
Well, soccer ain't easy. You got to figure it out. Like, we don't know who you're going to be paired with. So can you do it with anyone, Ian?
Exactly.
I don't know. What do you think of him, Thad? Did he look okay?
Well, I have not watched the entire game. I've watched the highlights and I've watched parts of the game. And so since I wasn't watching it live, it's hard to watch a game that you already know bad results for. But I thought he looked okay. I mean, yeah, he wasn't perfect, but
I don't think the goals were his fault or anything like that.
Yeah, maybe he could have done better on one of them on the second one, but he was definitely not its fault on the first one. The first one was in Dembe and Montez.
Yeah. I mean, he's keeping things simple, like, somebody his age doing what he's doing should do.
Yeah, I think he's doing really well for what he's the age and all that stuff, like Robert was saying.
All right. We're going to go to break. We'll be right back.
Wait, Cody.
Oh, yes, Carrie, what do you got?
No, I was just gonna not leave us on a bad note for Sporting KC.
Okay.
I was going around giving some Obviously the Wizard stickers to some kids that I saw, just to, knew it was gonna be a rough game. If
I
they're
need
out
a
there
sticker.
having
Yeah,
fun.
I don't have a sticker. I need one.
All right, I'll get you guys stickers.
Jeez, come on.
Sorry,
stickers.
but
All right. High note.
That was the high note. We're getting stickers.
High note, getting stickers. But I was giving one to kids, and the dad was with them and said, "Oh, hey, that's Carrie. She's on the podcast we listened to." So
Hey, all right. Is that so this was at the current game though?
no, this is at the Sporting game.
Oh, okay. So it is this podcast. All right.
Yeah.
We're real fans. Okay.
Yeah.
Shout
So
out.
Camden, Grayson, Josh, and Keaton.
All right. Look at
Shout
that.
out.
Real
Shout
life
out.
listeners. She didn't even make those names up. We'll be right back.
When your investors, customers, and workers demand more from your business, make it happen with SAP. The AI-powered capabilities of SAP can help you streamline costs, connect with new suppliers, and manage payroll, even when your business is being pulled in different directions. To deliver a quality product at a fair price while paying your people what they're worth too, so your business can stay unfazed. Learn more at sap.com/uncertainty.
Disney's Lilo and Stitch has finally landed on Disney Plus. Now you can watch the global phenomenon at home with your Ohana.
Be good for 1 second.
Lilo and Stitch is verified hot on Rotten Tomatoes with an audience score of 93%.
Perfect.
Stitch is also cute and fluffy.
Disney's Lilo and Stitch, rated PG, now streaming on Disney Plus. And right now, you can get Disney Plus, Hulu, and all of ESPN with an incredible limited time offer. Terms apply.
Hello, Nigel here. As an owl, I love to be awake all night, but allergy sufferers like you probably don't feel the same. So take Zysol at night to relieve allergies while you sleep. Then wake up fully refreshed for a more productive day. Zysol works fast and offers 24-hour continuous relief from sneezing, runny nose, itchy watery eyes, and itchy nose and throat, so you can enjoy doing the things you love all day long. Be Wisol. Take Zysol at night. Use as directed. Starts working in 45 minutes.
Hey, this is Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast here to help you make the most of your summer with Michelob Ultra, a superior light beer worth playing for. Play for it with the guys when you're competing to see who can sink more birdies on the golf course, because winning tastes even better with Ultra on the line. Play for Ultra. Fill your fridge with Michelob Ultra this summer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
All right, Carrie, you went to Premier League Live in Kansas City. I hope this was a good time. I'm happy to see them here. KCP&L is a notable spot for soccer in this country and watch parties. So how was Premier League Live?
It was good. It was very fun. As someone that does not follow the Premier League, it was great. But they had it was very fun still. I just have to. Okay,
You have no allegiance? There's no allegiance for you in the Premier League, huh?
I mean Aston Villa, but I don't have a strong dominance to them. That's only my team
American
because
soccer fan. I love you, Carrie. What? Just your American soccer here. as much of a women's soccer fan as she is men's and doesn't care about the Premier League.
I got interviewed by Premier League in the US, just like asking who my favorite team was because I was wearing my Aston Villa jersey,
Hmm.
and I told them, I said, I'll be honest, I'm a very casual fan, so you like cannot answer many questions, and they said that's okay. So I told them that I'm only a f fan because I don't know how to change career managers on my 2005 FIFA Game Boy game, and I haven't.
You're a content creator. They're interviewing you. Just give them what they want. Just pretend
Well,
to be a
yeah,
diehard Aston Villa fan.
I mean, I did, but then I was probably about four questions in, and then they started asking me what team or player I think is going to have a breakout season, and I was like, I don't know about that one. So it was very fun. We got to make FIFA cards.
What does that mean? Oh, like in the video game, which is now
Yes,
EA 25
something
or
like that.
FC,
Yeah,
EAFC 25. Yeah.
it was very fun. We got to print them off, carrying them around all day, trying not to get them bent.
As in they're your faces on it. It's for you or you made.
Yes, my face.
Damn, I would love one of those. I'm really regretting I didn't go now. Go grab that. It's behind you and you're in the background there. Go. I know you pointed at it. I thank you for that. Go
I
grab
was
it.
just gonna send you the picture.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good. I'm very jealous of this. That I know you've never played FIFA and you don't know what a player card is. And
I have played FIFA.
Okay.
What the hell? I'm not that old.
I should have gone for Robert. Well, I didn't know you were.
I've played FIFA as well.
I just didn't know you were like a gamer like that. I know you've played the football manager. I didn't know that you were a FIFA. Carrie, that looks great. A 74 left back, huh?
Did you give yourself those ratings, did you?
Yeah, how did you
I
watch
did. I
Oh,
did.
okay.
So here's the thing. A few days
In your
before
dream scenario, you're a 74 left back.
Eric
No.
Tom made like a moment.
So I didn't know necessarily like how the numbers should be. I could see it in the corner kind of calculating the overall, and I knew that from Sporting KC a few days before, they put out, or the question for training was, who do you think has the highest EA rating? And it was Dayon at 75. So I knew that I could not be 75, and so I had to go 74 to be better than everyone on Sporting but Dayon.
So Cody, she knows less about FIFA than I do, and you picked me out as not knowing about it. I'm insulted.
Yeah. Is that ageist? Was I being ageist there? Sorry.
I don't know. I don't know what it was, man. I'm just offended. But yes, I played FIFA. I played it on consoles and I played it on my phone and on a tablet. So
Did you
screw
play Ultimate Team though? Do you know what the cards are? How players have different cards and all of
I
that?
do know they have different cards. I did not usually do that level because I just played with teams but I did collect cards depending on, what you got. So
You know what, Thad? I'm gonna go ahead and apologize to you for that because I have been feeling an itch lately. I miss gaming. I haven't even played. I don't know how many years that it's been EA, FC, whatever, but I haven't even played a version of that game yet. And yeah, I have the old Xbox at this point, and I don't think they even release games for it anymore. I have a really good laptop, but it's not gaming laptop, so I don't like right now. If I wanted to go play a game, I would have to play, an old game. So I've been feeling nostalgic for this, and I do miss FIFA a lot. FIFA has been or EAFC has been a big part of my life since FIFA 96 was the first one. That I played that game. That was the first game I ever played, I think, really.
all right. So just a little anecdote. There was some big MLS thing here. I forget if it was like for MLS Cup or something else, but there was like an event and I went to it and they had sporting players there and I played against one of the sporting players because I resisted. I kept resisting and they kept pushing me up there because they figured probably I'm like the old guy who doesn't know how to play. And I didn't know the buttons because of the controller. So yeah, I gave up a goal really early, but I did score like 3. So
nice.
Okay. All right. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, I got to play the new one and I was kind of like that. So where I was playing Isaac and Isaac plays it pretty consistently. And it was the newest one, and I have it on the Switch. This is like
26?
Xbox.
Does that mean 26 is out? EAFC 26?
I think so.
Okay.
But yeah, so I play on the Switch, so obviously the controllers are not going to be the same. But it was for him, and I think I got 2 fast goals as he was trying to figure out the buttons still. And then after that, it was like, it ended up being like 3-9. I was playing as Sporting KC. He was playing as Barcelona. And he only gave me an own goal, or he gave himself an own goal or whatever, because I told him that if I lose this, that means Sporting KC loses tonight. So then he felt bad.
All right. Well, if we have any listeners that are diehard gamers out there, and you've got an old graphics card that could turn my computer into one that I could play video games on, help me out. Help me out. That'd be good.
I think you need to just go buy a new console, man.
Just go buy a new console. Okay, those are like $1,000 now. I don't even what is an Xbox?
Are they really? Oh,
what are they at now? An Xbox One? Is that the no? It's I don't even know what it is. I've been more Xbox than I have PlayStation, but yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a massive investment now.
I know, which is why I don't have one.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, it sucks. It sucks. I should do that though. The last game I did was Cyberpunk, and that was it was released on the older version, and it was, anyone that knows that game is laughing right now because it was like they made it for 10 years and it came out and it was like horrible and glitchy and all this. And I was playing it on the older version of it, so it was even worse. But it was still a really good game, and I have heard that it's like way better now and all. And yeah, so it's a really good world they've made, and I would like to go play some games, and I have no means of doing so.
Yeah, no, I like in the 90s, I played a lot of NHL, like the NHL 94, 95, 96 with my roommate.
Did you know, speaking of that NHL game, you said 94, 95, the first ever FIFA game that EA made, it was very minor switches that they made in the code of the NHL game and just spit out a soccer game, and it turned into the biggest video game franchise of all time.
Which I credit with actually helping a lot of soccer fans in the United States, because it became what everybody played because it was the most fun one to play.
Oh, the biggest advertiser for American soccer we have had. How many people do you know that are fans of Chelsea or Manchester United because they in college or high school they were playing that game and they liked Drogba or whoever, like there was just a player in that game that they love. Yeah, FIFA has done very real work in the effort of American soccer for sure.
And I think I heard FIFA is actually coming out with a game also, so there will be the EAFC 26, but FIFA's trying to come out with one also because they like realized that they made a big mistake in not keeping up the relationship.
Screw that. I'm never playing that game.
I think
unless they
at some point
they'd have to start like taking away license rights for team names and player names and all of that, then they'd really be on something there.
Yeah, they probably will though. That's probably what would happen is you'd end up getting a game with Major Soccer League USA playing Miami with Theo Messi or something,
Yeah. Oh God. Oh man. So Carrie, do you think the Premier League Live was a good little warm up to all the World Cup festivities that are coming here next summer?
I do. I think that even Power and Light was maybe a little small as for yesterday's. It was very crammed in there.
Good.
And I mean, I think that they got to work out because I mean, everyone got there at like, or a lot of people, I shouldn't say everyone, most people probably got there at like 6. And there was a line to get in that kind of went down a block a little bit. And hopefully it just like kind of made people realize like how big that this is gonna be. Same with Kansas City and even some of the restaurants, because like you're done watching 2 soccer games and it's 10 a.m. and breakfast is closed and they're not yet serving lunch. And so you're just still there drinking and you don't have any substance and you're tired and no one's really selling coffee. So
for those that don't know, Barney Alice Plaza is not building another Power and Light and that there's going to be all those bars and all that around it, but another KC Live type thing. There's going to be a spot for a screen and like a little mini amphitheater and events exactly like that. And in theory, Carrie, that would be a much more wide open area than P&L. Wouldn't have the bars and all of that around it, but
yeah, I think that if maybe they expanded a little bit more into like the surrounding areas like they do whenever they have I don't know, when they have like festivals, because it was just like the small side street of Walnuts, and then like towards Sprint Center. I mean, that was you could exit there, but like you couldn't get back in
Yeah.
from there. So
Whenever they shut that road down in front of Sprint Center, that whole area expands massively.
yeah, and they shut it down, but like you just couldn't go into that area still, which
Of course,
sucked.
I guess that's what they're trying to do at CMP with the Mazuma Plaza expansion as well.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
That's true.
But they did also have some legends walking around. I was
Roger
with
Espinoza.
Yeah, Roger
Yeah.
Espinosa. I was with Joss and Isaac during the West Ham game, and Matt Jarvis came up talking to Isaac and Joss, and he was kind of positioning himself that like I was kind of cut off, which was fine. I was very tired and like I needed food in my system. And then he's just like, "Oh, I'm sorry. What's your name?" And he shook my hand. I was like, "I have no clue who you are, but I know you're some Premier League legend."
is Alan Shearer walking around as well?
Did Carrie shake the hand of Alan Shearer and not know?
I did. I did not. I know that for a fact.
So you don't know who this person was?
No, it was Matt Jarvis
Oh,
of West
honestly,
Ham.
when you said legends walking around, I assumed you meant there were Sporting KC legends. I didn't know there were notable Premier League people walking around. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, and apparently the NWSL Shield was there today.
Oh yeah.
The current players are just sitting in the middle of it at one of like I don't know terminology. I don't for it. I don't know. You know those random couches that make like the square in the center?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
they call
sitting
that-
there.
Yeah, they call that the living room. I think that's technically its own bar called the living room.
Okay. Well, they were there and they were just chilling with the Shield, taking photos.
I know that by looking at my credit card statements at night after P&L.
Yo.
That's called the living room.
Worst Guinness I've had. It was sour at the living room. Let me just say.
Worst dentist?
Guinness.
The beer.
Honest.
Guinness. Okay, I was hearing D. Okay. Oh, how do you make a Guinness bad? They just poured it wrong. They didn't split the harp or whatever that's called.
I don't know. It was 6 a.m. It was just sour.
Can we call it? Isn't that what did I hope I flashed some knowledge to some beer drinkers? Splitting the harp. I think that's a thing. You're supposed to, when you do a draft, like you don't know exactly where it is, but you're supposed to, you stop it splitting the harp.
I mean, it was a plastic cup, so.
Well, that's the difference then. Yeah, I imagine P&L's got some old kegs and gross things like that around. It's expensive, but it's a facade, Thad.
I would say that's a great selling point for an event there, man. That was well done.
All right, good point. I shouldn't be disparaging potential sponsors.
I mean, that sounds like something I would do.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay. What else have we missed today? Anything going on in the world of soccer that's relevant to a sport, a soccer fan in Kansas City? We've talked about a lot today. This was good. A bad weekend for Sporting KC, and we still turned out a plus hour long podcast.
Yeah, there was euphoria, apathy, everything this weekend.
We got all of it. That's Kansas City soccer and American soccer. That's a good way to wrap that up.
Two extremes to make you drink.
I would just like to apologize to the two kids that we interviewed earlier and gaslit to think that Jacob Bartlett played for Leeds. You'll see that in a video soon, but I'm sorry.
They're gonna grow up like all tainted now,
I hope they Googled him just to like double check and saw that no indication of Leeds anywhere.
They will have no trust in these like influencers, content creators from now on. They will have an instant disdain for anybody coming up to them with a camera, which they should.
They'll never see that video and they'll just think that person really stupid. Like, I don't know who they thought Jake Paul.
Yeah, they'll think that you're the ones that didn't know what was going on.
That's okay.
I'm a Leeds player.
20 years from now, here, son. Yes, it's a sticker of the social media people that deceive you.
Oh, one day Jacob Bartlett will become the star of Leeds. I said something prophetic for Thad. That was the ending of our show. Sporting!
Don't seem so tough. And 3 own goals ain't all that rough. Our skipper has just been sent off. Supporters strong have all gone soft. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer or whiskey, wine or gin, anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking.